lower his light?
Yeah.
Of course. Judge.
Strong.
Thank you.
So we have, Judge, you want to have a seat here?
Sure. Thank you.
Anthony Sciutto is with me. Anthony's of counsel to my firm. He handled the first AIDS case back in the 1980s, is that correct?
Late 80s or early 90s.
So whenever you're comfortable, I'm ready to go when you're ready to go. All set?
Yep.
Okay, thank you for being here today. I'm Michael Maggiano with the firm of Maggiano Di Girolamo and Lizzie. On Friday, this past Friday, we filed in the Bergen County Superior Court a class action on behalf of named individuals, but more importantly, on behalf of all of those exposed at HealthPlus in Saddlebrook, New Jersey on Midland Avenue. HealthPlus is a surgery center, an ambulatory center, as you all know. Each of the clients received a notice right around Christmas Eve that they may have been exposed at the time of their visit to HealthPlus Surgery Center in Saddlebrook to hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and or HIV by way of blood-borne pathogens through tools, surgical tools, needles, materials. I'm sure most of the reporters here have received a copy of the state report, which is filled with violations at all levels. So this concern has brought these people to my office. We've been retained so far by about 20 people, and we're getting calls literally by the minute, actually. And everybody with the same sad story: what do I do now? How do I handle this? How do I handle things with my family? And we have the folks here, I know you want to speak to them individually. And one of the things I wanted to share with you, which I did at the beginning when I introduced myself earlier off camera, is that everyone received a notice and to go to to get a lab test. And they were invited to go to a lab facility and have a test, and if they went to this lab facility, their bill would be paid by HealthPlus. What we have learned through one of my patients who went Friday for her lab test, and she got there a little late. They were closing for New Year's Eve, and so she sat and studied the papers a little more closely. And when she looked at the papers, she noticed that LabCorp listed HealthPlus with its account number, and rather than a doctor that she knew, a certain doctor's name was listed on the form, and I have a copy of the form back here. She sat with her smartphone and began to do some research and learned that that doctor is a department head at Hudson Regional Hospital. She did a little more research on who's Hudson Regional Hospital and found out that the owners of Hudson Regional Hospital are related to the owners of HealthPlus Surgical Center. That bothered her. Who and why would my test results be going to anyone other than my doctor? And why to them first and not me? And why a doctor who's not an infectious disease doctor? And why this doctor? So the worry and the concern even mounts greater, as you could well imagine. I've asked each of the clients who are here today to come with those notices, and each and every one of them has a similar notice with the same form, same doctor, not their doctor, and they didn't really realize it until I pointed it out to them. And one of the things we want to get out today is this. This is really, really serious to you, of course. those of you who received this letter, those of you who were patients there. You may want to think about going to a doctor and a lab of your choice. It is unfortunate that HealthPlus has said, we will only pay if you go to who we tell you to go to. If you go to somebody else, you have to pay for the studies. I think that's unfortunate that they've taken that position. I think it's hard on people who have already suffered, that now they have to pay for lab studies. All of you know what those bills are like. Those of you who are fortunate enough to have health coverage, that's one thing. But those who do not have health coverage, something else, especially at this time of the year where, you know, frankly, money's tight for everybody, isn't it? So that's a concern, and if I were to invite those that have the say at HealthPlus, rethink what you've said to your patients, and rethink about how you've approached the lab reports and the lab studies, and who's to pay, and under what circumstances. Let me tell you about what we have filed. We have filed the class action. It was filed Friday. And why a class action? There are 3,700 potential plaintiffs, yes? Everyone who was exposed has a right to be part of the class, because everyone who's been exposed has now suffered the worry and the concern of what is going on inside of me. Everyone has spent a very unpleasant Christmas holiday, New Year's, and in many instances, separating themselves from their family, from their loved ones, husbands from wives, wives from husbands, life partners, domestic partners, significant to others. No one has had a pleasant holiday. With a worry and concern as to what's going on inside of me, and will somebody who is close to me suffer as well? It's a big worry, isn't it? And it carries with it, God willing, all or most will not have been so diagnosed. But it does, receiving the letter alone carries with it a stigma, yes? And so they have all suffered. And the law says, even if you do not suffer the condition, the exposure is enough to cause hurt, worry, and harm. And any doctor in infectious disease will tell you that not only do you need one test, you should come back every 3 months for the first year, and it should be followed up. Certainly at least twice in the first year. So that has not been made clear, and I'm sure it wasn't made clear to any of you, that there should be follow-ups. And so the worry continues, and the worry will not end even if you get your first lab report and it's okay. We have a group of people, all have received the same notice about the same exposure at the same facility, and they're told it's from January to September 7th. But why January to September 7th? Why not December till September 7th? Why not November? What's the basis for that? That's one of the things we're going to be exploring in our litigation. We understand that it wasn't HealthPlus that decided to close and revamp its procedures and policies and practices. It was the health department. The health department, based on information it received, who went in there, investigated. And so I think there's a lot of answers we need as to when is the cutoff. How far back do we go? And that's one of the things we intend to explore. That will have to take place during the litigation, during what we call discovery. And we're going to be sending a number of questionnaires to the defense and taking a number of depositions regarding that. So we have a large group of people, and one might ask, why a class action? What if everybody sued individually? Well, potentially that's 3,700 lawsuits. That's a massive amount of lawsuits. We chose Bergen County to file because HealthPlus is in Bergen County. It's a very large facility in our county, and I do believe that a Bergen County jury would be the proper jury to hear the issue. Many of the people are from New Jersey, but a number who have called me are coming in from Jamaica, Nanuet, the Bronx. I think I received a call from someone from Brooklyn. And so there are a number of New Yorkers who want to come in too. But the facility is here, and it's a healthcare facility in our backyard, in Bergen County, in New Jersey, and I think therefore placing venue, as we call it, placing the litigation in the Superior Court of New Jersey and venued in Hackensack at the Bergen County Courthouse is appropriate. I have been practicing personal injury litigation, hospital and medical negligence for a good number of, not years, but decades. And I'm familiar with the courthouse, I'm familiar with the system, I'm familiar with the practice. And I say to you that in analysis, it is far better, both from a standpoint of economics and judicial efficiency, to file as a class and then let, once in a class, every individual have their own opportunity to be heard within the action. So that's what I have to share with you today, and I welcome any questions you have. And if you have questions of those who have come with me here today, my clients, Mr. Arenas, Mrs. Arenas, Ms. Irons, and Mrs. Clifton, Ms. Clifton. So I welcome your questions. And if you'd like to hear from them individually, that's fine too. How would you like to handle it? We have some reporters here.
Why do we have Miss Crystal or Crystal? Yeah. Do you mind coming up to the microphone?
Yes.
Can you spell your first and last name for us?
Cristal, last name Irons.
Can you talk a little louder, please?
I'm sorry, it's kind of hard for me to talk but so loud because I also had surgery on my throat. Cristal, Irons.
And how old, do you mind if we ask?
I don't mind, I'm 50.
Okay, and where do you live?
I live in Newark now. I used to live in Clifton.
Can you just tell us kind of what you went to the facility for and when you got your letter and what was that like?
I went to the facility in July of 2018. I actually had two shoulder surgeries. But in the time frame from the letter, I had my surgery July 26th of 2018. I received my notice when I got home from celebrating with family on Christmas Eve. The notice was on my mailbox. So after Christmas, the 26th, I went first thing in the morning and got the letter and sat in the car for about an hour and a half just looking at the letter. Looking. To say the least, shocked, numbed, just wondering, what am I reading, back and front. Not sure if I should tell my children, not sure who to tell, who to talk to. I waited a couple of days because it was the holiday, then I just got angrier and angrier. Some of the shaking you see usually happens when I'm usually overstressed and from the pain. So I'm very just numb and shocked, and the letter got just more and more confusing. Like Mr. Maggiano said, I was reading it over and over. I was getting more and more angry because the section where it says, we will not pay for any other, if you take other recourse, we won't absorb the cost. That's angering me because we already entrusted you with our health in a center we thought was clean. I've never had any surgeries outside of the hospital before, so of course you think the facility is clean. To say the least, I kept looking at that part, and I feel more comfortable with my own doctors, especially my private doctor, because it took me a while to find her, and I'm not one I'm very picky when it comes to my health because I'm deadly afraid of needles. I fall out like a 2-year-old when it comes to needles. So, having a background to a degree in the medical profession, I knew off the back, this is not just one test. So I'm thinking needles, needles, needles. That's all I'm seeing is needles. So I had a panic attack. I had to calm myself down a couple of times. I told myself, okay, it's okay, just go get the testing done. But go to your doctor first and have her explain what it is, because on the paper it has, they're saying we were exposed to 3 things, but on the paper it's 7 different items. So I was like, well, why is there 7 different items? So I asked my doctor, and she explained it's interrelated, it's all connected to the testing. She couldn't explain to me what the names was that was circled. I thought it was a code. She showed me the large number in the box where it says HealthPlus, where that's their account. And from me going back and forth to the doctors over some time since I was hurt, I know when they give you a script, it's your doctor on the paper, not some other doctor that has nothing to do with you. So I said, could that possibly be a doctor's name? And she said, it could be. Just ask them when you go to LabCorp. So she told me, go to LabCorp, it's okay, go get it done. But when I got to LabCorp, they decided after telling me to come in, they were closing early on New Year's Eve. So I'm sitting in front of this place. That's when I broke down and I started crying. I was talking to Mr. Maggiano's secretary, just crying. She got me to stop. She calmed me down. And like he said, I did my homework and found out that's a doctor totally separate from us, that they're all interrelated. And then I just got more and more angrier because my results are not gonna come directly to me or my doctor. It's gonna come to them. So now my trust is like, why would I trust you with my test when I couldn't even trust you with my health? So I haven't pretty much said anything to my children or anybody per se. I'm been washing everything down. I have 2 gallons of bleach in the house now, a spray bottle. I've been cleaning from the 28th till this morning, everything. I went to the laundry and I went very late because I didn't want to go while a bunch of people were in there, because it hit me like I can't be around this one. I spent New Year's by myself. It's just been very, very disheartening. And I spent New Year's Day with Mr. Maggiano on the phone because he wanted to make sure I was all right, and we went over some of this stuff again.
Crystal, did you ever suspect anything was up when you were there for your procedures, or did it seem like routine?
It seemed routine. I just was a little annoyed because the needle, when she took my pressure and she was setting me up with the line, she was a little rough, and she left the alcohol pads around there, and the little caps they take off. Everything is, then I'm looking around me and I see alcohol pads on the floor, the papers, the caps, and I'm like, I don't like that. That's not good. And there's people complaining they've been there all day. When am I gonna go in? I've been here since 6 this morning. Why am I still sitting here? And it's almost 11 o'clock. I got there at 9. I was supposed to be taken in for surgery at 11, but I didn't get taken until after 3 because the gentleman next to me was really up in arms. He had started pulling out his lines, and he was very upset. He was asking for more painkillers, and they just kept feeding them to him. And I thought, now at that point, I thought that was unusual. But I trust my doctor, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do what I gotta do, get this over with, because I want my life back. I want to get through all of this and get my life back. And like I said, the numbness is, and the shock is because I've been through a lot in the last 2 years, and I'm like, 2019, this is my year. Yes, I love the number 19. My birthday is on the 19th. This is my year. So to wake up, to get this letter after coming home from partying with family on Christmas Eve, and then bringing my new year like this is just unimaginable. Because now I'm scheduled to go visit my daughter in LA, and she already bought the ticket, and I don't know how to possibly tell her I might not be able to come. And I haven't seen my daughter in 6 months, which we're very inseparable.
Crystal, you're gonna get another test done from a private doctor?
Yes, after we went over it and researched it, I scheduled to do my test on Monday because my doctor, she worked a little overtime to keep up with us, but she took off a couple of days. So I'm scheduled to have my test done on Monday.
Is the scariest thing just the unknown, just looking ahead and like, it may come back negative now, but then you were mentioning you have to get tests again, I mean.
It's scary because I mean, the first test is, knowing that you have to get retested. The first test is like, okay, and we still got to get tested again possibly. So it's frightening. It's numbing. I don't know. Am I gonna spend another birthday in a couple of months like this where I have to wonder what's going on with me again? So, and I'm healing from 4 surgeries, and I have to deal with this now.
When you said you had a background in medical, what is your medical?
I went back to school and I'm a mental health counselor. So I do counseling and I travel to do therapy for people in their homes. So.
Thank you for talking to us.
Why did you go to that particular surgery center?
The surgery centers are associated with the doctor you have. So that's the one he's affiliated with.
And what is your doctor's name?
Dr. Ashraf.
And what kind of insurance did you have when you went there?
My insurance is actually through workers' comp because I was hurt at work.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. That's it?
Thank you, Crystal. We have Mahogany here who just learned on New Year's Day. She had her letter, she didn't open it, she got to it, and she was in shock and called me on last evening, and we spoke, and she was good enough to agree to come here because she understands that this is bigger than any individual, as important it is to each individual. It's so much bigger than that. It's a public concern now, isn't it? So if anybody would like to speak to Mahogany,
Yes.
Mahogany, please.
Mahogany, can you spell your first and last name for us?
Yes, Mahogany Clifton, MAHOGANY CLIFTON, Clifton.
And how old are you, Mahogany?
I'd rather not say my
Okay.
age.
And where do you live?
Patterson, New Jersey.
Okay, do you have kids?
Yes, I have an 8-year-old.
Okay. Can you tell us about why you went to this center, when, and what?
I was injured in a car accident. And so May 24th, Dr. Ashraf sent me to this medical center, this surgery center.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that day wasn't normal for me. I had a bad feeling as soon as I walked in. And I kept asking them what type of surgery is happening to me. I needed to know. No one could tell me what type of surgery I was having. So my mother kept going up to the desk and she kept asking them, what's going on with my daughter? What are you going to do with my daughter? I need to know what's wrong with her shoulder. No one knew. So they prepped me for surgery. I got into the bed. I got a bad feeling in my stomach and I said, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to have the surgery. And the nurse came up to me. She said, well, you have to sign yourself out. You have to sign papers if you don't want the surgery. I said, no problem. And then I woke up. I told them I did not want the surgery, and they still put me to sleep. They still put a block on me, and they did the surgery. Christmas was normal. I had a good Christmas. I did go and find a letter, a slip saying I missed the letter. I went to the post office, signed for it, got it, bought it home, probably a bill, threw it on the table. Went food shopping, did my daily things that I do, went to work. Yesterday was the worst day of my life. We were in the kitchen, we were eating, I kept looking at the letter, and then I thought to myself, wait, this was certified. How did I miss that? This was a certified letter someone needed me to get this letter. It was certified. I opened it up. Within that minute, my life changed. I looked at my daughter. I could no longer hug her, could no longer kiss her. Looked at my husband, could no longer touch him. Because now I need a blood test because I've been exposed. I might have been exposed. To me, these are deadly diseases. What about my job? What about my child? What about my life? What about my mom? What about my sister? What about my friends? I work in the food industry. We work on machines. Sometimes we get cuts. What am I to do? I'm embarrassed. I don't trust nobody. I feel betrayed. My life is not normal now. And like Crystal over here said, we got to keep getting tested. How do I live? How do I go on? I stood up last night crying like I'm doing now. My eyes are swollen. I'm tired. And I have to be to work at 3:30. I don't know where to go from here. And I don't know what tomorrow will bring. I know I'm scared. I'm scared to death that these people will put us in danger. I'm in danger. I have a little 8-year-old girl that's sitting out there. What do I tell her? What if my test, the fear that I have, I was telling him that I was scared to even go get, I'm scared. And now I find out if I go to my doctor, they won't pay for it. I'm devastated.
When you were at the facility, you said so you needed surgery. Your doctor said you needed surgery on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Is that okay? But you didn't know specifically what they were.
The exact type of surgery, no one knew
Right.
what they were gonna do to me. I just knew I had a lot of pain in my shoulder.
Okay.
And they did tell me something about a camera getting stuck, that they would have to make 3 incisions and put a camera inside my body. That's how I took it. That's what they said to me, but they could not tell me the exact name or the procedure that they were going to give me. And that struck a nerve with me, because if you don't know what you're doing to me, I can't let you go in my body. So right off the bat, I was ready to sign those papers saying that I did not want my surgery. And my mother could actually attest to that. She's in the other room. I mean, I was screaming in there, I don't want the surgery. And the lady, she assured me that I would not have that surgery. All I had to do was sign papers and that I can just walk out. And that didn't happen. I woke up paralyzed. My whole left side was paralyzed. And from what I was told was that the block was supposed to be about 24 hours. I had a block on my arm for more than 7 days. I had to go stay with my mom because I was paralyzed. And my shoulder wasn't the only thing paralyzed. My whole body was paralyzed. My whole left side. So when I went back to Ashroff, I told him that. And it was like he didn't believe me. I'm like, the block was only supposed to stay like 24 hours or a couple of days, but it stayed so long. And he said, oh, I never saw nothing like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's what happened. I do remember the place being, it wasn't so clean. And the smell was horrendous. Right off the bat, the smell was horrendous. It smelled like a bathroom, like a city or like a subway bathroom or something.
From what I understand, the facility was closed for 3 weeks, but it's open now? What do you think of, is it open?
I'm not,
What-
it's open.
It's open.
It's, I think it needs to be closed immediately, like right now. Like, so they put so many people's lives in danger. If you are watching this, do not use this place. Don't. Your life will be in danger. My life has changed in 24 hours, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Guess what? I have family's going to watch this. People going to see this. People at my job is going to see this. You know, and my life is on the line. Their lives are on the line.
Do you find, it's interesting you have the same doctors. Do you fault him at all, or do you find any blame on his part, or, you know, I guess that's who he's linked to, so, I don't know.
I think everybody's to blame.
If I could just share one thing, there's a lot, Mahogany's very angry right now, and there's a lot we have to look into.
Yeah.
And I would not feel comfortable giving her a legal opinion, or her giving a legal opinion that would cast disparagement on any physician. So I'd rather not go there. Our focus should be on HealthPlus, if I may.
No, it's
What
just
was the
interesting.
insurance that was paying for you when you were there? And do you have insurance now that will take care of these new blood tests?
Yes, I have my personal insurance, but it goes like through the lawyers. The lawyers send a letter of protection, and that's how they do it.
So it was a car
It's like a
accident.
promise to pay. Yes,
Yeah.
correct. I was in a car accident,
So it was a car
and it's like that surgery changed my whole life. One day, one letter, this paper changed my whole life. Right here. It changed her life. It changed their lives.
When was
What if we do have something?
when was
what are we
your
gonna
car
do?
accident, Mohammed?
My car accident was October 17th of 2017. October 12th, 2017.
And when did you have the procedure done?
May 24th. May 24th.
Does it give you any comfort? I guess I was reading some background that maybe one person so far has come up with only one out of, but they've only tested, I forgot the number, it's not a lot, 186? Does that give you any comfort?
Can I ask you a question? Would it give you comfort?
No.
How can I sleep? Look at my eyes. I haven't been asleep.
Yeah.
It's every minute, every second, you could be dying. And you have to sit your child down. You can't hug her, you can't kiss her. You might get a scrape. Like I said, if you're cutting an onion in a kitchen and you get a scrape and your child runs up to you, mommy. Now you have to bleach everything. You have to walk around with bleach. I've been up cleaning my house, just not sitting on my own toilet. I'm not comfortable in my own skin. It's devastating. And, you know, they don't care because if we don't go to LabCorp, they're not going to pay for it. They don't care about their patients. They don't care about us. And that's all I have to say.
Mr. and Mrs. Blanco Arenas are from Puerto Rico, and they are here and would be comfortable speaking in the Spanish language. Am I correct?
Yes.
Particularly Mr. Arenas. And I understand we have folks here from Univision who would like to interview. Am I correct? And where?
Telemundo.
And Telemundo. So please, Mr. and Mrs. Arenas.
¿Cuándo usted fue que se hizo el procedimiento? ¿Y allí?
En el
¿Usted
7,
fue?
sí, en julio 21 de 2018. Fui allí a esa clínica porque tuve un accidente automovilístico y me fracturé el shoulder derecho. Entonces me enviaron para esa clínica el doctor Ashra para hacerme una operación en el shoulder derecho. Desde ese entonces, pues, en este mes de diciembre, el 18, recibí esa carta y al momento pues, que la llevamos a la casa, me di de cuenta que cuando empezamos a leerla, me di de cuenta que mis hijos entraron en un estado de preocupación. Y lo primero que la hija mía, pues, fue que dijo, oh my God. Esa fue la reacción de ella. Entonces, desde entonces, pues, fuimos el día 30 a tomar un examen de sangre. Hasta el día de hoy estamos a 2 de enero y todavía no he recibido los resultados de esa prueba que me hice.
¿Es cierto que tiene los síntomas? ¿Cuándo cree usted que va a recibir los resultados?
Los resultados, no estoy seguro todavía cuándo voy a recibir los resultados. Lo cierto es que nos sacaron del eje normal que nosotros estábamos. En otras palabras, una vida sin preocupación, una vida normal, a un estado vulnerable. Entonces mi pregunta es, ¿qué pasará durante los próximos días, los próximos meses, los próximos años? Si por X razón voy al hospital, sea por una infección o por algo que surja, mi preocupación sería, ¿seré víctima de lo que está pasando, de la carta que recibí? Esa es mi preocupación. Igual que mi familia ya hemos hecho una línea divisoria en la cual yo tengo que usar cucharas plásticas, tengo que usar vasos plásticos. No me atrevo ni siquiera a darle un beso a mi esposa, a mis hijos, con miedo de que ellos puedan ser contaminados también. Hasta ahora, pues como dije, no he recibido los resultados, pero esa es mi mayor preocupación. Mi mayor preocupación y en nuestra vida matrimonial ha sido una separación. Nosotros acabamos de tener el aniversario de boda, 25 años. Siempre hemos estado juntos, siempre compartimos juntos, pero esto ha causado una división. Y mi pregunta es, ¿qué pasará de ahora en adelante con nosotros?
¿Su esposa puede hacer algún tipo de declaración, si es tan amable? ¿Nos puede decir usted cómo ha cambiado esto su vida y la incertidumbre que vive?
Primeramente, pues cuando recibí la carta, cuando mi nombre es Blanca Arenas, como decía mi esposo, pues llevamos 25 años de casado y yo me siento pues que yo lo estoy empujando para el lado, le he echado, cada vez que me va a dar un beso, cojo y le pongo el cachete, pero no quiero que él se sienta mal. Entonces, cuando se acuesta, pues se va para la cama primero y yo me quedo haciendo algo en la casa. Las cosas pues no son iguales, pero no que me siento dentro de mí. Yo no tengo ese coraje que a veces la gente habla con ese coraje. No, yo lo que tengo es una preocupación porque no sé lo que va a pasar de ahora en adelante, pero también me siento que lo estoy rechazando demasiado, pero lo estoy haciendo por el bien de nosotros y por el bien de nuestros hijos. Y tenía, aquí está, United, salía para Puerto Rico el 31 a ver 2 familiares que están enfermos, mi sobrinito de 4 años, y tuve que cancelar los pasajes, aquí está la cancelación. Y ahora a esperar a ver lo que va a pasar. Nosotros siempre hemos sido un matrimonio bien unido y ahora pues me siento como que lo estoy echando para el lado.
¿Ustedes tienen esa carta con ustedes, la que recibieron?
Sí, la carta.
Señora Elena, ¿nos puede leer la porción esa que realmente se dio cuenta? ¿Nos puede leer?
¿Cuál?
Esa parte que le notificaba la posible infección. ¿Tiene la carta que...?
Sí, pero está en inglés.
¿Puede leer un poquito, quizás en inglés, de lo que...?
I'm sorry, somebody else can read it for me in English?
Yes,
Just the beginning of the letter.
I'll read it.
I'll feel comfortable talking to anybody in English too. Just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Dos
Dos.
actualmente viviendo con nosotros.
Right here.
Yes,
Just
just the beginning, yeah. Because I don't have my glasses on, I'm sorry.
You are receiving this letter because you have received a procedure at HealthPlus Surgery Center, LLC, between January 1st, 2018 and September 7th, 2018. An investigation by the New Jersey Department of Health revealed that during this time period lapse in infection control and sterilization cleaning instruments and the injection of medications may have exposed patients blood-borne diseases such as hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV.
Mahogany, do you want me to finish it?
Yes.
Do you want to read more? I have copies of this for everybody, for those who haven't received it. Do you need more, are you good with that?
It's good.
Okay.
Señor Arenas, ¿es cierto que usted decía el press release que usted tenía síntomas de alguna de estos virus? ¿Es cierto?
Yo fui la que me di de cuenta, porque como le dije que nosotros somos un matrimonio bien pegado, y hace como 2 semanas que yo fui en casa de mi hermana, y mi hermana me preguntó, ¿qué te pasa? Yo le dije que ya estoy cansada. Me dice, ¿por qué estás cansada? Yo digo, no sé qué le pasa a Juan, que siempre está cansado, no quiere salir a la calle, siempre está durmiendo y le está dando una piquiña por todo el cuerpo, como un rash por todo el cuerpo. Yo no sé qué es lo que le pasa y me voy a tener yo que ir para Puerto Rico y para todos sitios sola, le dije. Entonces mi hermana estaba bien preocupada y ayer me hizo la pregunta y me pregunta, ¿todavía estás cansada, Juan? Y yo le dije, no, es que tenía coraje porque siempre está cansado, yo no sé lo que le está pasando. No sé.
Eso
Y
fue
ahora...
antes de recibir la carta.
¿Ah?
¿Se sentía así antes de recibir la carta?
Antes de recibir la carta, exactamente. Hace unos meses que se está sintiendo así. Y unos meses que hace que le está dando una pequeña, como un rash por todo el cuerpo. Entonces yo me puse como todo el mundo que se ponen a checar en el internet. Y decía que uno de los síntomas del hepatitis, que es rash y piquiña por el cuerpo y cansancio. Ahora mi mayor preocupación es que yo no quería estar aquí en la televisión porque ahora no sé si la gente nos van a mirar de otra manera. No sé si en la iglesia que vamos nos van a mirar de otra manera, que piensen que estamos enfermos y que te tienen que mantener alejados de nosotros, ni que me vayan a rechazar a mis hijos. Esa es mi mayor preocupación.
Muchas gracias, mi hermano.
¿Sus hijos son pequeños?
No, mi hijo está afuera. Él quería entrar, pero no, está afuera esperando. 21.
¿Y viven con ustedes?
Sí, están en la universidad. Están estudiando.
¿Algo más que quisieran agregar sobre lo difícil que ha sido esto, sobre el cambio en sus vidas, sobre qué es lo que más les preocupa?
Lo más que me preocupa es que después de 25 años, por primera vez estoy rechazando a mi esposo. Lo más que me preocupa es que nosotros siempre cuando él entraba a la casa me da un beso, cuando sale me da un beso. Y los muchachos siempre están diciendo, oh my God, mom, usted parece que se acabaron de conocer o se conocieron ayer, déjese de tanta cosa. Entonces ahora cuando va a salir, yo prefiero que no estar al lado de la puerta para que él no me dé un beso.
¿Podrías comentar un poquito más de su caso en inglés para nosotros?
Oh, sure. My name is Blanca, and my husband right here, his name is Juan. And since December 18, I believe, was that we got a certified letter in the mail. He went down the stairs to sign the papers, and he came up with a letter. I said, well, why are you getting a certified letter? From who? From what? So he opened the letter, and he started reading a little bit. It was in English. So I took over, and I grabbed the letter, and I started reading. I said, what's going on? I said, my God, are you sick? So that's when my daughter walked in, and my daughter goes, oh my God, what's wrong with Pa? She's very close to her father. And I said, I don't know. Read the letter. Then my son woke up, and he started reading the letter, and everything changed in the house. We've been married, legally married for 25 years, happily married for 25 years. And I just feel like I'm pushing my husband to the side. Before, he used to walk inside the house by the door. He used to give me a kiss when he was walking out and when he was walking in. And now I just try to avoid him. When he tried to kiss me, I just changed my face. And I try to stay away from him in the nighttime. I don't go to bed at the same time as him, because I don't want to make him feel bad, but at the same time, I try to protect myself. So our lives changed completely since we got the letter.
Where do you guys live?
In Jersey City, New Jersey.
And why did he go to that place?
He was involved in a car accident.
And shoulder
So
surgery?
he needed shoulder surgery, yes.
Does he have the same doctor as the lady?
Yes,
Oh,
same
my
doctor.
Lord. Well, I mean,
Same doctor,
Yep.
Everybody's connected.
yes.
Señora Vera, ¿algunas palabras que quisiera decir para ya finalizar, o sea, en términos de sus sentimientos, sus inquietudes y sus temores?
Pues
Acérquese por favor a los micrófonos.
el temor mío es, mi preocupación, no quisiera entrar en un estado depresivo, ni tampoco mi familia. Yo creo que desde hoy en adelante va a ser difícil vivir una vida normal a la que estábamos viviendo, porque esto ha cambiado drásticamente nuestra vida y nuestro hogar.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just put one thing on record, one small thing, just on record?
You want
Just put it on record, just one small thing. I just resigned from my job. Just want to resign and not work until I get this done.
Because you're in the food industry?
Yeah. I just want to put that on record.
Mike, one question.
Sure.
We've heard Dr. Ashraf a lot. What's his first name?
I don't know the, do you have his
No.
first name?
No,
I,
So where was he? What city is he based in? Hoboken.
Hoboken. This is information we're learning as we're going on.
your lawyer gives you the docs. Would you like me to come up here, or I don't know, I
I
wanna
was just
listen
trying to figure out, like, if all of you have the same
Yeah, my
doctor, it's,
counsel.
you know, it's kind of a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, you had two of them were car accidents and one was a workplace accident. So it's just very, you know, like, unusual.
One more thing that Mahogany wants to share with you all that she just shared with me.
I work in the food industry. Like I said, we work on machines, and sometimes we get cuts. We make pie. Sometimes we get cuts. So right here on January 2nd, I love my job. If my job is watching this, I love you guys. But I have to resign until further notice. Thank you.
So in meeting all these people, you ask the question, what are you looking for, you know? And time again, these three words essentially come through. These are my words, but it's an interpretation of what I'm getting. The first is truth, and that I'm getting from everybody. We just want the truth. The second really is transparency. Just tell us what really happened and how it happened. It didn't happen because of two people. You fired two people, you reopened. It's not why this happened. This is an insidious, and these are my words, this is an insidious systemic collapse of an institution. These things don't happen overnight, and they don't happen because of two workers. Usually, failures like this, the answers are at the top, the answers are at the board meetings, the answers are with those in control. And that is our hope to accomplish transparency and truth through this litigation. And finally, why the judicial process? Because the judicial process affords each and every one of the litigants accountability. And at the end of the day, that's what we all ask for, accountability. Thank you.
So can you tell us again how many people you represent and have all of them gotten the test, and who was the earliest one that got the test, and you still waiting for these results?
I will tell you that as we speak, we have probably been retained by about 25, it could be 30 people. The calls are coming in, and they're similar stories. Most of the people, the great majority, have not gotten their test results. Some, like Crystal, went for the test, got there late, and then began to study it, and now is seeking the test through her own means. So the answer is none of my clients have an answer as far as I know it. Now, information is coming in literally by the hour with our clients. So I wish I could be more specific. I can't. But as we speak, probably 25, 30 people have retained us. The calls, I said, are coming in. There's so many people, as the news gets out there of this, the concern mounts.
Does this bother you? I mean, they're uncertain about, if they were infected or not. If for our sakes, they need medical attention as soon as possible. And the timing of everything. I mean, you're talking about people that probably went to this surgery center to get some kind of procedure even in January, and they're still trying to figure it out.
You know, like most counselors, whether you be the family doctor, whether you be the family lawyer, whether you be the family accountant, whether you be the family priest, people come to you for answers and really need answers. And I don't know what to tell these people. Will I be okay? What can I say to them? You know? And if the first test comes back, am I in the clear? Look at the news I have to give them. So it's my job is in the courtroom, and what I'm asking my clients to do is to stay strong. I wish I had a better answer for them now, but all I can say is stay strong and allow me and my law firm to fight for you at the Bergen County Courthouse.
Have anybody tested positive so far?
None of my clients have, but most of them are still waiting on results.
And last question, what is the next step legally? Like what is the next step? What are you gonna do after?
Sure. We are, of course, have to serve the defense. They have to file an answer at the courthouse. As you know, today we have e-filing, electric filing in the New Jersey court system. So an answer to the complaint has to be filed. And then a lawyer will, on behalf of HealthPlus, will file an answer. And then what we call the discovery process will begin. I believe a case like this will be called in for what is called case management. A specific judge will take control of the cases, will take control of the class action, and a discovery plan will be put in place where we will ask written questions. They will ask my various clients written questions regarding what has happened to them. We proceed from there. After what we call paper discovery, the exchange of information in paper form, we will ask also for a production of documents regarding the policies and procedures. We understand a lot of this because of the state report, which has become public, as you know. So a lot of that is pretty clear, what has happened here. But what remains is, we know what's happened. What remains is, why did it happen? Because if you don't have the answer as to why it happens again. It happens again. So that's where accountability comes in and transparency comes in. And we hope to accomplish that through the litigation process. The next step, after you've completed the exchange of documents, is what we call depositions, where we can question management, where we can question staff, and look at their testimony and compare the testimony. What does management have to say? What do the owners have to say? What do their employees have to say? Does it make sense?
And obviously after this press conference, you expect more people to join the class action lawsuit, is that right?
I do believe so. I mean, there's 3,700 that we know of, yes? So I do believe that a lot of these people, as they take a second look or, are numb now, right? Or when they collect themselves, they will be calling lawyers. We do this. We are concerned about it. We're in Bergen County. We filed in Bergen County. I'm expecting from my firm, on behalf of my firm, a number of calls. We're vetting the calls. We're making sure that the people qualify for the class. But as I said, I'm not going by January 1st to September. People are calling me and telling me I had a procedure in December. I had a procedure in November. I'm asking these people to come in. Let's take your information. Let's see what more we learn.
Thank you.
Okay? We are. So, all right.
Just one background, was there an internal whistleblower? How did this all come, how does this tip, was there someone in the inside that was a worried nurse that said, oh my God, this is horrible, I can't live with this, I need to tell, how did it come up? This isn't for, I was just curious.
Let me answer that. I called the health department because I wanted to know, like, how did they get the report? Like, because I
Right,
wanted
what
to know,
sparked it?
I wanted to know how, like, what alerted them, because I wanted to know about the year before when I had the first surgery. And the young lady, it's called the health field, it's called the health facility field investigators. They were tipped off. That's how she phrased it. I believe I put it like on the bottom. She said they were tipped off that there were issues at this facility. And the state attorney's general office said that everything goes through the health department because they don't do this facility or health facilities licensures. So she said it was, that's how they were alerted. So.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all for being here today. Mr. and Ms. Arenas, please come.